been a few weeks post-graduation. I've been like a college graduate for probably 2.5 weeks. Kind of surreal feeling, hasn't fully kicked in yet. I still live in my college apartment and most of my friends haven't left, so there's nothing really materially that has sort of snapped me into the fact that I'm done and I've graduated college. I was super close to the wire with this one. With embroidery projects, always plan to have like 2 more months than you think you would need to actually complete something like this. For all of my major projects, like my pet portraits and this, anything that requires like a lot of really small stitches, I have put myself so behind. I've like been scrambling, doing like 10 hours straight the night before. Again, also work as a professional photographer, so I had a lot of demanding things in my photo life. Obviously, you have to get things to your clients in a timely manner, so it was really hard for me to find dedicated time to work on this. Ideally, I would have had a lot more green space here, but I didn't have it in me. I graduated 9 a.m. on a Friday. I was up probably until 2 a.m. the night before to get this done, and then I missized it when I initially was doing the design, and so I don't love the felt border, not ideal for it, but it was pretty much the only thing I could think of in the time span that I had to sort of make the cap look a little cleaner. Overall, happy with it. I wanted to do entirely blue, completely change the color of the backing of the cap, and I just wanted something special to wear on my graduation day. So I think that goal was achieved. However, I was getting really sick of it, getting down to the wire, did not want to work on it, and was very scared I wouldn't finish. But here's the process of everything I did to complete this project. I tried some new embroidery techniques. I always try to make my own designs for each of my projects. That's like a huge part of my embroidery process. So I also go a little bit into working on the design in Procreate and transferring that with heat erasable pen onto fabric. That took me forever. I finally got the Procreate design done. I might make stickers of it. I think the reason it took me so long was because like I wanted it to look nice outside of just being an embroidery sketch. So there you go. Right now I'm just tracing the shape of the cap onto the fabric. So this is how I have it set up to trace with heat erasable pen. I haven't done an update in a while, but I've made some pretty serious progress. Yeah, I'm getting a little close to the wire. The ceremony is like 2 weeks away or a little bit less than that, and I still have a lot of pieces to fill in, so we'll see how that goes. Another thing is I totally messed up with the design. So everything for graduation cap is done in a diamond shape because that's how it's worn on the back of the head. I drew and designed this based on like a square shape with the top highest point being at the top of the square, so gonna have to fix that. Don't really have to modify much of the design, but I'm running out of fabric space, so I think I'm gonna have to do like a ribbon border or something, but I will update when that gets done. Update on it. I filled in most of the building, and then the next significant part I'm gonna do is fill in some of the trees so it can imitate a lot of the ways that it looked in the picture and initial design. Will I get it done before my graduation next Friday? We will see. I have a lot going on. I work as a professional photographer, and obviously April is the busiest time, so I'm doing like 21 edited shoots, have to keep up with my classes, so definitely a lot going on, but working on this diligently. I'm probably putting in a few hours per day, and I would say a project like this takes me probably like close to 50 to maybe 70 hours. I was planning on doing a better job of tracking it, but yeah, it's a lot to remember with everything I have going on. While I work on it for a bit, just wanted to talk more about sort of the craft stuff I've been doing and how long I've been doing embroidery. I've been doing embroidery since my junior year of high school. I'm about to graduate college, so it's been about 7 years. The motivation for my first project was I was making gifts for my friends in high school, and it was, obviously incredibly rewarding and fun to gift your friends something that you made yourself. And then I've just continued embroidering ever since then. I still give the majority of my work away. Definitely very proud of some of the stuff that I've created and how I've grown in my embroidery skills in the past 7 years. I've done embroidered pet portraits, embroidered flowers, embroidered clothing, and when I graduate college and the photo stuff dies down a bit, I'll definitely have a lot more time to focus on what I'm doing creatively. I also started a craft club at Georgia Tech. It's called Georgia Tech Craft Community. Definitely one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had in college. It's been really great to sort of share my passion for crafting with a wider audience. I started it last year and I was motivated to do it because I would have like multiple hours long, like full nights of crafting with my friends, and it was like my favorite thing ever, because sometimes when you're crafting it can become somewhat a solitary activity if you're not actively trying to do it with other people. And I was really motivated by those experiences to do it on a much wider scale on Georgia Tech. We are an officially registered organization. We recently won a significant funding award, and then also won Emerging Excellence as a new organization at Georgia Tech. I have been able to work with like 200 students. We've done a ton of external collaborations with businesses, with other organizations on campus, and my executive board is awesome. I'm super excited with what they're going to accomplish next year and continue growing the organization. And that was one of the most fundamental experiences that I've had in college. Something that I wish I did more initially in school was pursue my creative interests. I've always really enjoyed arts and crafts and photography, and I was sort of so worried about academic and career stuff that it was really something that I hadn't fully prioritized when I came to college. And then about a year and a half ago, I was like, these things are something I'm incredibly passionate about. Didn't love feeling like I had to give them up ever since I left high school. So yeah, it's been incredibly rewarding. My professional photography work has been incredibly rewarding, although it's crazy busy in April. I'm like trying to maintain my grades and then do all these professional photo shoots, and editing takes forever, and I have this and my grad party's coming up. But just want to give a little bit more background on my embroidery, and I'm honestly kind of worried that I'm not going to get this done. I'm dedicating like probably 3 hours a day on it, but I have just so much going on that it's hard to be as diligent as I would like to be when I'm working on it. I'm working on it outside, and I don't know if I can finish it like the way that I want to. I finished the whole body of it, but I still have the entire tree side to go, so let's see if it gets done by tomorrow. Okay, so could be a little cooked on finishing this. This is the night before graduation, so graduating 9 a.m. It is like 9:22. Definitely haven't done as much work as I wanted to. I spent a lot of time on it, but it's basically, these things always take longer than expected. So here's where we're at as of now. Yeah, it's taken me a while. I've done all the building itself, and the only thing I need to do is the trees and nature around the building, but still probably will take me a bit. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put it in the format, how it's gonna be in the diamond shaped, on how it'll be on the cap, so it'll be easier for me to go to my dad's tonight, to stay there before graduation, and then just finish up the embroidery and attaching it to the cap. So doing all the stuff with the sewing machine now. I'm actually cutting it, scissors to fabric to get it like in that shape. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of it like on the table. Finally finished it. Did not think it was gonna get done. Was up till like 2 a.m. before a 9 a.m. ceremony trying to finish it up. I decided to go with felt around the edges instead of the ribbon. And then I did have to hot glue different components just to get the tension right so you can get too wrinkled. I am overall happy with it. Definitely think there's a lot more I could have done with it if I had the time, but it's done and I finally graduated.